The lie began with a whisper and ended with a storm. After weeks of erratic behavior, memory lapses, and severe headaches, John Finnegan feared the worst: a tumor. Steffi, ever the anchor, pushed him to get tested. The MRI scans came back clean. No tumor. No neurological anomalies. Just stress. Overwork. The kind of strain any ER doctor would face in a city that never slowed down. Finn breathed easier. So did Steffi. But someone didn't. Liam Spencer. To the outside world, Liam had seemed steady in recent months. He put on the smile, played the father, made his peace with Hope's choices, her hesitations with Thomas, her distance from him. But beneath the surface, resentment boiled. Hope had slipped further and further away, caught in the gravitational pull of Thomas Forrester's redemption. Liam had watched her forgive Thomas over and over for crimes he couldn't forget. He had warned her, pleaded with her. She hadn't listened. So, he decided to break her. Not with cruelty, with sympathy. He would make her need him again. The plan was simple: fake a devastating diagnosis. Tap into the one thing Hope could never resist: her compassion, her need to save people, her belief in second chances. To do it, he needed help. That's where Grace came in. Grace Fallon had once been a respected MRI technician until Finn himself had flagged her for falsifying reports to protect a senior neurologist's botched diagnoses. She was fired, blacklisted, and bitter. When Liam approached her with cash and a promise to clear her name once he reclaimed his family, she took the deal. Together, they rewrote the narrative. Liam had already undergone an MRI for a mild concussion after a surfing accident. Grace accessed the imaging software through her old credentials and uploaded a new report: a small, fast-growing mass in the left frontal lobe. Enough to suggest early glioblastoma. Enough to terrify Hope. She bought it. When Liam showed her the results, his voice cracked. They say it's inoperable. Maybe a year. Hope crumbled. And just like that, she came back. She moved in part-time to help, brought Beth over more often, postponed her fashion meetings. Even Steffi noticed the shift, questioning how Hope could spend so much time comforting her ex when Finn, her husband, was the one losing sleep-saving lives. Finn defended Hope. She's just doing what she thinks is right. But something didn't sit right. Finn requested a peer review of Liam's scans through a private channel at the hospital. When the new results showed no mass, no growth, nothing abnormal, he knew something was wrong. Either the hospital system had been hacked, or someone had tampered with the original upload. Finn confronted the imaging department. They shrugged it off, said the technician assigned was cleared, everything logged. But Grace's name appeared in the metadata of the scan upload. She was long gone. No longer on staff. That was all the confirmation Finn needed. He went to the one person he could trust to act outside official protocol: Wyatt. I need you to get me into the imaging archives, Finn said. Quietly. I need the original scan Liam submitted. Wyatt hesitated. You're asking me to break into a hospital system. I'm asking you to save Hope from being emotionally blackmailed. They did it at night. Wyatt used his connections to get them past the physical security. Finn downloaded the raw MRI data from the night Liam claimed he was scanned. No abnormalities. No tumor. Clear as day. And now they had proof. Finn didn't go public, not yet. He brought it to Hope first. Quietly. In private. He showed her both reports. The fake one. The real one. He's lying, Finn said. There is no tumor. He's healthy. Hope went silent. Then she stood. And left without a word. Liam was home, making dinner, trying to play the part. When Hope walked in, he smiled. Hey. I was thinking we could talk to Beth tonight. Maybe. She slapped the MRI report down on the counter. The truth. Now. Liam's face drained. I wanted you back, he said quietly. By pretending to die? Her voice cracked. By dragging our daughter into a pity parade built on lies? He reached for her, but she backed away. I lost everything, he said. You gave up on me. You ran to Thomas. What was I supposed to do? Not this, she whispered. You don't manipulate someone into loving you. The fallout was instant. Hope told Ridge. Ridge told Brooke. Brooke told Steffi. Within 24 hours, the Forrester circle was on fire. Thomas, of all people, kept his mouth shut, but his eyes burned with something darker, satisfaction. Then came the legal hammer. Finn's forensic team confirmed the tampering. Hospital lawyers stepped in. Charges were filed. Grace was arrested. Under pressure, she confessed everything and named Liam as the instigator. Felony fraud. Evidence tampering. Medical impersonation. Custody lawyers took notice. Hope was left with a decision that tore her in half. Pursue full custody of Beth and remove Liam completely? Or forgive him for the manipulation and give him supervised visitation? Brooke urged compassion. Ridge demanded accountability. Thomas said nothing, but he was always around now. Hope met Liam one last time in the empty garden behind Forrester Creations. I loved you, she said. I still love you. You faked a death sentence to get me back. I couldn't lose you. You already had. He cried. She didn't. You can see Beth, she said. But not alone. Not for a while. He nodded. And you're going to plead guilty. His jaw tightened. You're serious. I'm done being manipulated. I want my daughter to grow up watching people take responsibility, not shortcuts. That night, Liam's lawyer entered a guilty plea. 6 months probation. No custody rights for a year. Criminal record sealed. Barely. And Hope? She filed the paperwork to change her last name back to Logan. But that wasn't the end. It never is. Because Finn received a package that week. Inside, a flash drive. Anonymous sender. Encrypted file. When he opened it, his blood froze. A hidden video feed of the imaging room from the night Liam's scan was taken. A third figure in the background. Not Grace. Not Liam. But someone in a Forrester uniform. Someone with access. Someone inside. The conspiracy ran deeper. And the next move was already in play. The cliffs below Steffi Forrester's Malibu home had seen their fair share of storms, but none like this one. The sun hung over the ocean like a taunt, casting gold across the glass panels of the beach house where she and Finn shared rare peace. They stood in the kitchen, touching hands and talking softly, unaware that outside, something darker was beginning to rise, a presence circling, calculating, and preparing to strike. Luna Nozawa watched them through the tinted windows of her rental car parked up the road. Her hands tightened on the steering wheel. Steffi. Always Steffi. The woman who had it all. The woman who had what Luna had only just begun to taste before it was ripped from her fingers, Finn's love. When Luna had first arrived in Los Angeles, she hadn't imagined any of this. She had dreams, ambition, romance, identity. And Finn had been a fantasy that became a mistake that became an obsession. He had kissed her, touched her, whispered promises. Even if he didn't remember what he'd said that night, she remembered it all. And what she remembered told her everything, that he had wanted her, even for a moment. That was enough. That was a door. And Steffi had slammed it shut. Over and over, Luna had tried to convince herself to let go, to walk away, to disappear quietly, with dignity. But each time she tried, Steffi reminded her, through a glare, a snub, a passive-aggressive warning, who the queen of the Forrester empire was. And Luna couldn't take it anymore. Now she was done waiting. At a warehouse on the edge of the city, Luna met a man she found through a contact of Sheila's, though her grandmother had no idea. The man was older, balding, smelled of gasoline and sweat. He asked no questions, just opened a case lined in foam. A sleek black pistol rested inside. Luna stared at it. "You sure?" he asked. "You don't look the type." "I'm not," Luna said. "But I'm done being pushed aside." He handed her the weapon. She took it with surprising calm. Back in town, Sheila Sharp stood in her small kitchen, jaw clenched, pacing. She'd gotten wind of Luna's late-night disappearance and had a bad feeling. She didn't like being kept out of the loop, especially by family. When Luna came back the next morning, Sheila didn't hesitate. "You need to stop this now," she said. "I told you Finn and Steffi made their choice. You need to accept it." But Luna's eyes had changed. Cold. Determined. She no longer looked like the girl Sheila had taken under her wing. She looked like a woman with a mission. "Steffi's not meant to be with him," Luna said. "She's standing in the way of what's supposed to be." "This isn't the way," Sheila growled. "You think I don't know where this road leads? I've been there. You're going to destroy yourself." "I already did," Luna said. "This is me rising from the wreckage." She walked out. Sheila grabbed her phone and called Ridge. "Luna's spiraling," she said. "And I think she has a weapon." Ridge didn't ask how Sheila knew. He just moved. By the time he arrived at the Malibu house, Steffi and Finn were already on edge. "What's going on?" Steffi asked as Ridge stepped inside. "You know Luna's hunting," Ridge said. "She's not leaving town. She's targeting you." "What?" Steffi blinked. "Why would she? She thinks taking you out of the picture gives her a shot with Finn." Finn froze. "Where is she now?" he asked. "We don't know. But she's not thinking clearly." Steffi felt the pit form in her stomach. "This can't be real." "It is," Ridge said. Sheila tried to stop her. "That should tell you how bad this is." Steffi felt the walls close in. She grabbed Finn's hand. "We need to leave." But it was already too late. Luna stood down the road, cloaked by the shadows of the bluff's curve. The gun sat in her bag. A photo of Steffi, one she had printed from social media, sat beside it. She looked down at it. It was creased now, like it had been handled too many times. She whispered to it like it could answer back. "You're always in the way. You've had your turn." She pulled the gun out and held it up, aiming at a tree. She fired once. The recoil shook her. She fired again. This time, the shot hit the target square. A jagged hole tore through Steffi's smiling face. She exhaled, slowly. She wasn't nervous anymore. Inside the beach house, the sound reached them. A crack, then another. Finn turned first, then Ridge. "That was a gunshot," Ridge said. Steffi moved to call the police, but the lights cut out. Someone had killed the power. In the darkness, a shadow moved across the deck. Footsteps soft but deliberate. Luna stepped into the pale blue of the moonlight, weapon in hand. Steffi opened the sliding door slowly, heart racing. "Luna," she called. No answer. Then a voice. "You took everything from me." Finn pushed Steffi back. "Call 911. But Luna stepped forward, hand raised, gun trembling slightly. "Don't," she said. "Don't call anyone. Just listen." "Luna," Finn said calmly, "you don't want to do this." "I didn't want to do any of this," she snapped. "But you made me feel like I mattered. Then you let her take it away like it was nothing." "You were vulnerable," he said. "We both were. But it wasn't real." "It was to me," she said. "You kissed me. You looked at me like I was the only person in the world. You were drugged." "We both were." "That wasn't love, Luna. It was a mistake." Her hand shook now. Tears welled in her eyes. You say mistake. I say moment. And I'm tired of watching her win. She raised the gun. Before anyone could react, Sheila tackled her from behind. The two women crashed to the ground. The gun skidded across the deck. Ridge lunged for it. Finn pulled Luna off Sheila and held her down as she sobbed. It's over, Ridge said, holding the gun. No, Luna cried. It's never over when it's Steffi. She always comes out on top. Sirens echoed in the distance. By the time the cops arrived, Luna had stopped fighting. They took her in quietly. Steffi stared out at the ocean, shaken but standing. Finn wrapped his arms around her. You're safe, he whispered. But Steffi didn't answer. Because deep down, she knew this wasn't the end. It was just the beginning.